Hello, sports fans. Sean Palmer here. Seth Kamens still hasn't gotten over the tax stuff. And I'm surprised. I'm wearing an Atlanta Falcon shirt. I don't generally do this. Next week, we will have our NFL draft preview, one of my favorite shows of the week. You can find me of the year. You can find me at SU Lawyer 2001 or us combined at Seth and Sean on the Twitter. And Seth Kamens, you can find at S. Kamens. So here we are, 1 week into the playoffs. The Islanders down 2-0. But more importantly, how am I doing on my picks? Let's see here. So I had the Bucks winning in 5 games. Well, if they're going to win in 5 games, they're tied with the Miami Heat 1-1. So it really depends. Is Giannis going to come back? Tyler Hero out for the rest of the season with a broken hand. Big loss for Miami. Big loss. Okay. I said the series that I had absolutely no interest in. Celtics are leading the Hawks 2-0. Celtics win the first game by 13. They win the second game by 13. See a trend. They'll probably win the third game tomorrow by 13. But overall, wow. I mean, the Hawks shouldn't be in this series. They're really not in this series. Celtics proving exactly what the Celtics are. Probably the top team in the East, even though I don't have them going all the way. They're the 2 seed. Okay, moving on. The 76ers lead the Nets 2-0. First game they win by 20. Second game they win by 12. I had them winning in 6 games. The way this looks right now is this is going to be over in 5, maybe 4. Tomorrow they go to Brooklyn. Look, Joel Embiid has been great, but more importantly, James Harden has been fantastic as a distributor, as a ball handler. He's done everything that he needs to do for this team to win. Tyus Maxey has played great as well. Tobias Harris pitching in. Overall, so far, not a great series. 76ers have been proving their mettle. And it will likely be 76ers versus Boston. And you're really wondering at this point, are injuries going to play a factor? Because so far we haven't seen a big injury. You could hear the collective breath of every 76er fan when Joel Embiid went down in the first game. And you were like, please let this not happen. Embiid having an MVP season. What I believe will be an MVP season. Okay. The Knicks and the Cavs. Well, game 1 was amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed game 1. Tomorrow, I'll be on a plane for game 3. Fantastic. I'll watch the Islander game first, then I'll move on to the Knicks and the Cavs. Game 2, 107-90, and it wasn't even that close. The Cavs came ready to play, and they did, and they blew them out. They absolutely blew them out. Again, so far, no injuries here. But game 3, look, the Knicks did what the Knicks needed to do. They won 1 in Cleveland. Now it goes back to the Garden. So far, so good for me. Remember, I had the Knicks in 7 games. So far, so good for me. In the Western Conference, the Nuggets beating up on the Timberwolves. First game, they won by 29. Second game, they won by 9, a little bit closer. I had Denver in 7. I thought this was going to be a much closer series. So far has not been that way. The unfortunate part for me is this is always the late game. So I really don't even get to see most of it. Jamal Murray put on up 40 in game 2. Again, tomorrow night I'll watch the game. I'm going to be on a plane. I mean, why not? Okay, the Lakers are tied with the Grizzlies. The Lakers won the first game by 16, and again, not as close as 16 in the later part of the fourth quarter. They blew them out in the fourth. Second game, Grizzlies come back, win by 10. Ja Morant, where is Ja Morant? Is he going to be healthy enough to play in game 3? To tell you the truth, it's a 2-7 matchup, but right now the Lakers are favored. And the Lakers are favored by Caesars. I had Memphis in 7 games. We'll see. Okay, Sacramento up 2-0 on Golden State with no Draymond Green. First game was phenomenal. Second game, not as great, but still a good game. First game, only win by 3. Kings come back and make that what they need to do. But Draymond Green steps on Sabonis and is out for game 3. Game 3 tonight at 10 o'clock. Likely, if I had to guess, probably will not watch. 10 o'clock games are really late for me. The Clippers and the Suns 1-1. The Clippers do what the Clippers needed to do in game 1, winning by 5. Lost in game 2 by 14. But tonight's game, 10:30, definitely will not be watching. Kawhi out. So no Kawhi, no Paul George. To me, that equals the Suns win. And those are your series. Yeah, and I had the Suns winning in 6. So far, good NBA games, right? Very few you have a couple of blowouts here and there, especially in the Celtics and Hawks series, but that was expected to begin with, right? I mean, Trae Young's just not been the playoff performer. And so we'll see where that goes. So let's switch over to the NHL action, right, which is where I've been keeping my eye on. So moving over to NHL, I had the Oilers winning in 5, and we're right now, I believe that is a 1-1 series. Playoff Central. Hold on a second. Sorry, guys. I know it's 1-1. I'm looking for it, but just making sure. Edmonton and the Kings. So far we have a 1-1. Kings winning in overtime in game 1 to steal one in Edmonton, and Edmonton coming back to win game 2. Tonight, game 3 is tomorrow night on TNT. Edmonton is used to being behind. I don't see this as a huge problem for them. I'm still going to pick the Oilers in 5. I think they'll win at LA twice. Moving on to the Jets and Golden Knights. The Jets win game 1, 5-1. Tonight is game 2. They blew them out in game 1. Mark Stone back, didn't really do very much. Eichel nowhere to be found. This is not going to be too much of a series. I had the Jets in 6. I'll stay with that. The battle for the name the Stars, right? Minnesota used to be the North Stars. Now it's the Dallas Stars. I had the Wild in 6. Right now, the Wild, it's 1-1. A wild game. No pun intended. 2 wild games. The first one in double overtime in Dallas. The Wild beat the Stars 3-2. And then the second game, the Stars come roaring back with a 7-3 win. Lots of goals in that game. Avalanche and Kraken. Kraken win game 1, 3-1. Game 2 is tonight at 9:30. I have the Avalanche in 7, but you know what? The Kraken looked really good. And if they get the goaltending that they need, they will win this series. I don't think they will. But moving on to the East, Devils and Rangers. Rangers win, really walking away, 5-1, game 2 tonight. Yeah, I didn't see anything that would change my mind. I still have the Devils in I had the Rangers in 7 games. This is the series I was probably wrong. Look, Carolina has looked really good, except in net, but they haven't needed it. So they win 2-1. Ronta has played very well, a couple of rebounds here and there. Sorokin gave up 1 goal last night that really hurt the Isles. They lose 4-3 in overtime, heads back to the island for tomorrow night's game. The first game I'll watch on the plane. I don't know how many games I'm going to be watching on the plane. It'll be a lot. And then the Maple Leafs and Lightning. Lightning win 7-3, game 2 tonight. The Maple Leafs are just choking the way that they normally choke. And then the Bruins and, Bruins and Panthers 1-1 after 2 games. So it's been an interesting playoff run. I'm going to drink a little bit. There's no Seth today, so I have to do all the talking. And next week, again, we're going to have our NFL draft preview. The surprise today was the Arizona Diamondbacks. I'm switching over a little bit, and we're gonna probably go 15, 20 minutes then. Again, me talking, just me. The Diamondbacks designating for assignment Madison Bumgarner. And if you remember back to the playoffs where Madison Bumgarner had that amazing run with the Giants, he then came over to the Diamondbacks, and he just hasn't been able to do anything with them. I mean, from start to finish. He signed a 5-year, $85 million deal before the 2020 season, but he struggled in those 4 years, posting a 5.23 ERA. Nothing like what he was doing with the Giants. I mean, his cumulative ERA with the Giants was 3.13. His cumulative ERA with the Diamondbacks is 5.23. Is this the end of the road for Mad Bomb? And they've been calling him Sad Bomb, so I guess it probably is. But I wouldn't be surprised if he went back to San Francisco. I mean, if they're paying him nothing, why not try it, right? There have been rumors here and there that he'd come to the Mets. It's not happening. Like, it's just not. So, other things that are going on, we have Fernando Tatis returning to the Padres. Padres 9-11. They play actually the Diamondbacks tonight at 11-8. But Tatis is one of the most talented players in Major League Baseball. This is going to bring them to a new level, solidify that lineup. They're going to win this division. I said it at the beginning. I will continue to do that. Greg Norman has reiterated interest in a live women's tour. Yay. Let's make more golf problems, and let's figure that out. I mean, I don't really know. Sure, let's have another golf tour. Let's figure out that we need more golf. Look, golf is golf. Okay. With that in mind, next week, please tune in for us for our NFL preview. I'm going to do a little, probably a little cameo here or there throughout the weekend, give you a little update on where we go. But for Seth Kamens, I'm Sean Palmer. Wanted to make sure we hit you midweek here on the Seth and Sean Sports Radio Show, and we'll be back next week with our NFL preview.